David, maybe I can just start before we move on to Mark Carney and ask you what you thought about this provincial Liberal candidate leadership debate that took place on the weekend. I was talking about this earlier with Jim Eddy, and I said I didn't even know that this was happening, which leads me to wonder how many people did.
I think you're raising a very interesting question there, Aaron. 2 debates out of 6 over the weekend. And, this was not very much publicized, but also it shows, let's face it, a lack of interest, general interest in this race. This, first of all, has been going on forever. And the numbers don't lie. When this race officially started earlier this year, the Liberal Party of Quebec had around 9,000 members, which is a all-time crater low. And now, the latest numbers that have come out is that the members number has barely increased to over 15,000. That's incredible to me. If you compare it to other leadership races in the past, both provincially and federally, you would see much more interest in the race. And on top of that, think about this. This is one of the first true weekends of the spring. You do this on a Saturday and a Sunday. The pictures that I saw, there were empty seats, both in Laval and in Saint Anne, and these were not big halls where this occurred. This is very troubling for a party that is trying to use this race to really regenerate itself, reinvent, re-energize itself in a major way. So, I get it. But again, over the last few years, the Liberal Party of Quebec will not be nominated to win any strategic communications prizes. So this is unfortunately and as expected.
How much of it, David, can be written off to the fact that, if you're a member of the Liberal Party, maybe this is for you, the general population wouldn't really care? It
shows. I'll give you an example, a recent example. In 2022, Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives drew record membership numbers, and with Jean Charest and 4 candidates, this was a very much followed race, and even much that case in Quebec. And so there were crowds. There was the debates were followed, and in terms of the race itself, this is going to get even trickier, because Aaron, on this Friday, this is the limit on May 9th. This Friday is the limit to sign up members who will be allowed to vote on June 14th, and in the days leading up to June 14th. And so and also this is called a preferential vote. So, which means that you're on your ballot, you're going to write in you're going to tick a box who's your first choice is, but you're also going to say who your second choice is. And right now, the race is shaping up with Pablo Rodriguez seemingly being the front runner, but basically being, and the attacks over the weekend showed it by the other contenders, is that he is the Liberal Party of Canada candidate for this job, where the Milliard and Blackburn, who are the other 2 very strong and serious candidates in this race, are more associated to the federally conservative, the Jean Charest. When I say conservative, I don't mean Pierre Poilievre. I mean like more a Mulroney type, Jean Charest type conservative. Which and so if Pablo Rodriguez, and that's why Mara Risky's support is very important, is that will her endorsement mean signing up more members before Friday? Because also she's from the federal Liberal family as well. Remember, before she went into provincial politics, she tried to win federally for the federal Liberals, and so. It's going to be very interesting to see, because my bet is that Milliard's and Blackburn's supporters' second choice will be the other guy. Blackburn supporters' second choice will be Milliard, and Milliard's second choice will be Blackburn. So for Pablo to win outright, he has to have such a major lead in signing up members that are picking for the first choice. That's the key here. But otherwise, I mean, I got to say, this has been so far a very bland, uneventful race. Especially when you look at the candidates, you can't define them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no brand. You can't say, oh, Milliard is about this. He's that guy. Or Blackburn, oh, he's that guy. Or it's more about the Liberals say, well, we should be in power and the other guys shouldn't.
It's as Jim said, I think, right? It's more of I agree with much of what he said.
Oh,
that's kind of what it was.
But that's what happens when you have that type of vote, right? Because you don't want to alienate the supporter of the other guy because he might pick you. That supporter could pick you number two. And that's what I dislike profoundly about this type of vote is that you could get, the winner being pretty much everybody's second choice. Yeah. And so that's a real possibility in this type of voting. And so it doesn't promote, standing up for real bold ideas and bold positions, because what you're trying to do is win out, not only being the first choice of people, but you want to be also their second choice.
All right, let me move on and talk about the other big story, of course. Mark Carney on his way to Washington. I couldn't help but smile. About an hour, 2 hours ago, I glanced over at the CTV National News screen. Here he was getting onto a plane, and the headline said, Mark Carney on his way to Washington, like he was going to meet the Pope. So what do you think? What gets done here? And he's traveling, by the way, with a full entourage. I found that out earlier on. I thought this was not going to be that way. But pretty much every former minister that's probably still going to be a minister by the time he announces his cabinet is going there as well. What are you expecting to come from this?
Well, meeting the Pope. I mean, remember, over the weekend, Donald Trump published
he is
on
the
Truth
Pope.
Social.
Yeah,
he is the Pope. He is running for Pope as well.
Jeez.
So I think this is the beginning of what Canada Strong looks like for Prime Minister Mark Carney, and so what the reason he's bringing a team is that, first of all, Mark Carney knows that this, while it is the Trump show, it is also about talking to the secretaries, the undersecretaries, and the machine, and trying to work out some side deals, some side agreements, and also working the congressional delegations. Let's remember this. Trump backed down a bit on cars. And he has backed down on other sectors, namely electronics, phones, for example. That doesn't help Canada much, but just to make a few other examples of him backing down. And let's remember, too, 34 states in the United States of America have as their number one trade partner Canada. Yeah. This is not a small thing. So is Mark Carney coming back with a win? Probably not. Most assuredly not. And Trump has been posturing with everything he's been saying since over the weekend during the Meet the Press interview yesterday, and what he's doing, trying to do, putting a tariff on movies. First of all, very hard to put a tariff on something that doesn't have a value stuck to it when it comes in the country. That's one of the major problems that a lot of experts are looking at when you're trying to just put a tariff on something as intangible as a movie or a TV show. But that's another conversation. But obviously he's posturing, like saying, well, oh, am I meeting him tomorrow? Oh, and this is classic Trump. But the idea is that Carney, this is very important to say, okay, this is priority one, but this is me coming to Washington and starting a real dialogue, me and my team. But this is also about what it means to be Canada Strong. And so it's going to be very important for Carney to start defining that narrative.
We shall see. It's only a day away.